Well, hello and welcome to the Movie Men podcast.
No, man. No, we're past 50 now. We can't.
Oh,
We gotta leave those tame, docile introductions to the wayside. We gotta bring something.
Okay.
We gotta really,
Okay.
lean into this. Try again.
hello and welcome to the Movie Men podcast.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
is
I
that
mean,
getting you a
I-
little? Throw something on size for me. Throw it my way. Let me hear it.
I wonder if it's more the wording.
Oh,
Like I wonder if instead of hello, welcome to the movie, I wonder if it's like, well, step right up and no, I don't know.
listen here, man. You step right up to
Yeah.
the Movie Man podcast. We'll guess your weight and we'll give you your weight in gold.
Yeah, we'll just say that every time. That
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
Mm-hmm.
and how are you doing?
I'm
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good.
It's actually kind of weird. We were talking about this. Like, it's been a long time since we've had a regular Sunday night episode that wasn't like a pre-recorded. We've had a lot of bonus shows, a lot of pre-recorded shows, but we're going to get back into the normal swing of things where we release this Sunday night and talk about what we watched and give some normalcy back to maybe some people. Maybe 1% normalcy.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
Possibly.
I mean things were recorded in kind of a funny order.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just a disclaimer. We need
Sure.
to do a disclaimer.
Okay.
Pete and I
Okay.
live very far apart from each other.
Right.
And so we record remotely.
No, we're not in the same room.
We're
No.
not.
No.
We're not even, we're not even in the same township.
And where we're going with this is we're practicing social distancing. We're practicing
Yeah.
social distancing. Please do the same yourself.
Yeah, you do it also.
Yes.
Don't be dumb.
Don't be. Please.
Don't be dumb. So Ridley Scott is a man.
He is.
I've never met him.
I've met him once. It was at a picnic. He brought
Like a
potato.
family, like a
No,
church picnic? Or?
no. It was more like a work thing. And
Okay.
he
like
brought
a father-son.
No, not even remotely. But
Okay, I'm going to stop guessing.
he brought a potato salad, and it was obviously something that was like in his fridge for a few days that he was on his way to the picnic and was like, oh crap, what do I bring? And it was probably a few days past its best before date, but he seemed like a nice enough guy.
Yeah, I don't like potato salad.
Neither do I, so it was not cool all around.
Like, I'm not okay. And people are going to hate me for this.
Okay.
I'm not a big mayonnaise guy. Like mayonnaise, I think that's, I'm like, And then sometimes potato salads have onions in them. And
Ugh.
typically, the only way that I can stomach onions,
Sure.
there's three ways.
Okay.
There's like the crispy onions, the fried onions.
Ooh, like on maybe a burger or a hot dog or some such.
A burger, hot dog, sometimes on the top of salads and stuff like
yeah,
that. But
sure.
So there's that.
Okay.
There's battered and deep fried in a ring-styled
Right.
formation.
An onion ring, some might say.
Yeah. And then there's like sautéed to the point that they don't even resemble onions anymore.
Right. They're just,
But I find typically like if there's an onion in potato salad, it's just a raw onion,
ugh, yeah.
which has no
No.
why?
No. Yeah.
Raw onions have never done anyone any good.
No. And I find with different types of food, there's variations of, I've made something and it's created a little bit different and I enjoy it and it brings something new to the table. I find with potato salad, like the variations of it, it's either really bad or just tolerable. Like the ceiling is there. Like you can't go past tolerable. Like any variation is just worse or just, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I never take it.
Yeah, I've tried it. I wouldn't say recently, but there's been a period in my life where I was maybe a little more foolish.
Right.
Yeah.
So Ridley Scott.
Yeah. He
is still a man.
He's still a man. He's made a lot of movies.
He has.
He was our most recent vote for movies he's directed.
He was, and everyone jumped all over Gladiator.
Oh,
like, in
yeah.
a good way. Not like
Yeah. It
not like the friend of yours that you jump all over him because he's smoking in the daycare a lot. No, it's like
right.
People
What?
seemed excited about Gladiator.
Yeah. It seems that Ridley Scott has kind of has an MO. Like, he makes a lot of movies that are similar to Gladiator, like just historical fighting battle 1,000 years ago kind of movies. But Gladiator definitely got a lot of voter response, and definitely the bonus votes really kicked it over the edge, big time.
Yeah, I agree. I have always said two things in life.
I feel
Always.
like this is going to be like the biggest B. Like, it's either, I don't think is continue. I actually want to hear what this is.
I have always said
Okay.
that Ridley Scott is a man with an MO, or a mo. The
Mo,
way I always,
as they say.
the man with the mo.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I also always say peanut butter before jam, so that there's not jam residue in the peanut butter jar. Right, peanut butter sticks. Peanut butter's less likely to come off of the knife into the jam jar, and then I mean, ultimately, it's also kind of like a little surprise landmine for someone who's allergic to peanuts and thinks that they're just having some jam.
That's true.
Yeah.
That actually, there's like some fun to that statement, but it's also kind of true. So
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
Those are two. If there's two things you haven't done in your life that you take away from this podcast, I'd say it's those two mottos that Brady lives by.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like feed peanuts to someone who has an allergy to them, and I'm like, no, that's not on the list of. that's down like 11th or 12th on the things to do in isolation.
Yeah.
So Gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about this movie as if you were
Yep.
sitting in the theater beside us.
Yep.
Or on the couch, or in the hammock.
Yep.
Wherever you partook of this film. I've got one thing to say going in.
Sure. Yeah.
This is
Okay.
one of, if not the most, I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
It's one of my mom's favorite films.
Yes. That's actually true.
And she's been nagging me. not in clean your room, find a girl,
do something with your life, like
change your hubcaps kind of way. But
Yeah.
she's like, but yeah, she's been, have you watched it yet? Have you watched it?
Right.
And my answer's been no.
That's cool.
I just haven't gotten around to it.
Nope.
And so she was very excited once she knew that this is what won the vote. She was very excited for it.
Cool.
And yeah, like as soon as she knew the plan was that I was going to watch it and the wheels were turning, I would definitely say the nagging factor got turned up a little bit. 'Cause she was like, have you watched it yet? What did you think?
Sure. Did you tell her, or is this podcast how she'll find out?
Yeah, no, I took the high road of the asshole. I was like, no, she was like, so what'd you think? And I was like, well, you'll find out, won't you?
Oh, you are
Episode
such...
comes out on,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, March 29th. That's your day of enlightenment. No,
That's awesome.
I didn't tell her.
Yeah. I definitely thought of her when I watched this movie, because I know you've mentioned it a few times that it's on her top of her favorite films.
Which is bizarre because like even she acknowledges it's not her type of film. Right. Like it's not, if you were to take all of her favorite movies and kind of build a criteria based off of them. Right. Gladiator doesn't check off a lot of those boxes. So it's curious.
Yeah. It has some interesting and very valid achievements as a film, which I'm assuming that's probably why she likes it. But for all these months that we've talked about Gladiator, I was also raising an eyebrow. I'm like, really? Your mom likes this movie?
Let's just make assumptions about our own mothers, all right? How about
No, I don't mean judgmental.
How about that?
I was just not at all. Not even. No, your mom's a lovely woman. She's awesome.
Well, you're assuming that.
I've met her.
There you go again. Yeah, wow. I've met people.
Yeah.
I've met people who I'm like, oh, you seem really nice. And then,
Okay. Let's get into the trivia before we get ourselves into trouble.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I'm pumped about this trivia. I hope you have your socks on all the way to your kneecaps.
My socks are on.
Okay. So, there's, I think, 5 questions I'm going to ask you. The first?
You think?
Yes.
Okay.
Depends. Like if you just blow me away, then I'm going to pull some out of the back closet and be like, take this, take that.
I don't expect to do well on this, just so you know.
Okay. Number 1, historically, with the real Commodus, so the character played by Joaquin Phoenix, historically, how much of a gap was there between the death of his father, Emperor Marcus Aurelius, before Commodus actually received his power as emperor? And I'm not going to give you options. I just want like a guess, and I'll whether you think it was like the same day, a week, a month, 10 years, like just give me a vague guesstimate.
Okay. So I don't know a lot about this film other than watching it.
Oh, for sure.
But I am a smart bloke.
You are.
And so I will say, and I wish I could see your face right now. Like
no.
I'd love to just like look into your eyes.
Oh no. Do you know the answer?
But I do appreciate that you're beginning with a trick question.
Okay.
Which seems a little unfair.
It is,
but I do appreciate it.
Okay.
There was actually an overlap. They ruled together for 5 years, 6 years.
Very close. It was 3 years.
3. Okay. But yeah, there was an overlap.
Yeah. So they were actually co-emperors for a while till his father's death. So well
co-emperors.
Done. Well done. I'm not even like upset. I'm actually happy.
All right. Okay, so here's my question.
Yeah.
I know that answer because I know that answer.
Okay.
Did you know that answer prior to looking up information for trivia?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I've seen this movie. So unlike you, I had seen this movie, but I don't think I had really seen it in full for maybe 10 to 15 years. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, watching this movie was interesting, watching it through a new lens of just being a bit older, maybe appreciating some elements that I didn't appreciate before. So yeah, the answer is no, I didn't know that going into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair.
So the second question, and I hope you don't know this either, but we'll find out. So in reality, how did Emperor Marcus Aurelius die? And I'm going to give you 4 options. Okay. The first is the plague. The second was that he was poisoned, and it was believed to be that he was poisoned by Commodus. The third, a venereal disease. And the 4th, alcoholism.
Oh, man. Run through them again real quick.
Okay.
So there's the plague.
The plague. He was poisoned, believed by his son. A venereal disease. And alcoholism.
The plague. I mean, they do talk about, like, the plague is... I'm going to go with venereal disease. Well, no, okay, so here are my thoughts.
Sure.
Alcoholism would be my second guess.
Sure.
I'm ruling out the plague.
Okay.
Because it's already a theme in the movie, and I think that's...
Oh, okay.
Maybe where you got that answer from.
Sure. I see the logic. Yeah.
And I'm going to rule out the poisoning thing because it seems too close to what the film already like.
Right.
Your addition of it having been believed to be Commodus is
okay.
Is maybe just too close to what the film.
Okay. Yeah. You always have logical deductions, so that's impressive. You are incorrect.
They don't always serve me well.
No, but it's at least better than just saying C or D or whatever.
Right.
So it was actually the plague.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there was a bit of touch of reality in that story element.
Interesting.
Yeah. This one is more about the film technicality of how they filmed the scene, this question.
Okay.
So in the fight scene in the Colosseum with the tigers, How many live tigers were used for the scene? So I'll give you 3 options. 0, 1, or 5.
Man. 2 of those were my guess before you said it. I mean, 5 was never my guess.
Okay.
Let's acknowledge right now 5 is bullshit.
Okay, fine.
I mean, 1 would be one feels like a very filmmaking thing to do.
Well, and we had this question with Top Gun when I said how many rockets were fired during the thing, because there were multiple in the movie, but it was that they shot 1 rocket and used the film in reverse and reused the footage, yeah.
And 0... I'm gonna go with the 1 because
I mean 0's like it could have just been someone in a tiger suit. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean 0 would suggest CGI
for sure. Yeah.
But it the movie came out in 2000, which means they were doing most of the CGI work. If there was CGI, well, I mean there was. They extended backgrounds and
for
stuff.
Sure. Yep.
But they were doing most of those effects in 1999. Which is when a lot of the Phantom Menace stuff was being done, and Phantom Menace looks really good.
Yes.
But if that tiger's fake,
right.
If the tigers are fake, I would say those tigers blow away anything that happened in the Phantom Menace. So I'm going to go with 1. I think there was 1, and they did, some sneaky with it.
Well, the answer was 5.
Wow.
5 tigers were brought in for the scene.
What a waste of budget.
A veterinarian armed with tranquilizer darts was present the entire time for safety's sake.
Jeez.
Yeah. That seems a bit overkill.
Yeah, I would have just used 1.
Yeah.
It seems
2 at
well
most.
Within.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems well within doability.
Yeah. The next 2 are quick, true or false, really. So the first, Mel Gibson wanted the lead role of Maximus, but was turned down because he was 40 pounds overweight, which he refused to lose. True or false?
I'm gonna go with true.
Sure.
I think refusing to lose 40 pounds, that's a very Mel Gibson kind of. Mel Gibson doesn't do shit for nobody.
Right. So it's actually false.
Oh my God, I suck at this today.
No, it's okay. It's okay. In that, so
he was 40 pounds too light, wasn't he?
So actually, Mel Gibson was offered the role, but he himself turned it down because at 43 he felt he was too old to play Maximus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Something interesting. Actually, Russell Crowe was 40 pounds overweight because he was coming off filming for, I believe the movie's called The Insider. So he had to lose all the weight in a few months for Gladiator. And he claimed he did nothing different other than working on his Australian farm, and he shed the weight, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. Final question.
Take that, Jenny Craig.
Who needs Atkins, right? Just become a millionaire and own a farm in Australia.
Exactly.
Final question. True or false? Jennifer Lopez auditioned for the role of Lucia.
I want to go with false.
Okay.
But then the last one was false.
Right.
So I don't know if you'd give me 2 falses in a row. So I'm going to go with true.
True.
But it's a total stab in the dark. I've got no logic other than
That's cool.
trying to analyze your test giving
That's fair.
techniques.
It's true. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 out of 5.
That's pretty. You know what? Honestly, even if he had just done the 1 out of 5, the 1 was such a home run. Like, I thought that one was for sure going to stump you. So that alone is kudos to you.
I feel like that was clearly the toughest one.
Yes. Yes, I would agree. Yeah.
So my question for you is, do you know, because Maximus is a fictional character.
Correct.
Do you know how Commodus actually died?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
He was killed by someone named It was like Narcisus or Narcissus or something.
He was assassinated.
Yeah, he was assassinated.
Yeah.
Too
bad.
Well, I mean, you play with fire, you're gonna get burned.
Total dick.
Yeah.
So let's get into this film.
Let's do it.
I went into this film with low expectations.
Okay. Just
high hopes.
Okay.
Low expectations.
Yep.
High hopes kind of sad. It was like that was a. For a second, I felt like I was channeling Kermit the Frog there. Put in with high hopes. But low expectations.
Sure.
I just don't like films from this period.
Right.
I have not watched Troy. I've never seen Troy.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just don't care. And I mean, maybe it's amazing, but I just I don't like. I just there's like there's a solid 1,500 years. I don't care about it.
So I feel like with this movie and a lot of Ridley Scott's films set in these past historic periods, I feel they're kind of a niche to a certain degree, because you either are into a 2.5 hour movie about epic battles and kind of the way crap went down in that time, or you're not. And I feel like his type of movies aren't for everyone.
No. Okay. I agree. Yeah, I don't know. Going into it, I mean, it was nothing against Ridley Scott.
Sure.
Ridley Scott. No, it was just simply yeah, see, now all I can think of is Diddley Squat instead of Ridley Scott.
It's too much fun.
Oh, dear. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a lot of luck with these kinds of films.
Right.
I think.
So how did you end up feeling after you watched it? Like, what are your thoughts then?
Okay, so the movie started and they're in that battle.
Yeah.
And I didn't care. I was like, eh. Well, I went in. So the battle starts, and I'm like, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be complicated. Like, I'm not gonna know
who's
like,
doing
what. There's gonna be too much politics in this movie,
right?
That I'm not going to understand.
Well, especially it starts off pretty heavy. Like, they're in the tent, and like Joaquin Phoenix just doesn't beat around the bush. He's like, "Hey, democracy versus dictatorship. Like, let's get right into it."
Yeah,
and you're worried it's going to be a little.
No, I mean before that though. Like before that, like just out of the gate, I was like, okay. There's two opposing sides, and God, like, what does this side want, and what does that side want, and why are we not getting along?
Right.
And who's emperor of what? Like, you have to understand a hierarchy. Like, people are showing up. Marcus shows up, and you're like, okay, well, who is this guy? And then you see Commodus, and you're like, well, okay, who is this guy? And I was just like, I was like, I don't have the brain power for this now, or maybe ever. And then the battle ended.
Right.
And luckily, like, the entire purpose of that battle is Maximus is a badass.
Oh, that's it. That's the whole
doesn't
point.
matter.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter who the enemy is. Doesn't matter. None of that matters.
Yep.
So then I was like, okay, cool. That's, that's maybe that setup I didn't need. But I'm glad to know that I don't need to care about that fight. And then we got into the political stuff. Richard Harris shows up, which was a total delight. And it's amazing to me how, like, there were several moments where someone would say something to him or answer a question of his, and he would go, he would just give this faint, like, acknowledgement. He'd be like, and in those moments, it was like, oh my God, it's Dumbledore. Like I was just like, it was so similar in so many ways.
Well, especially like in the scene where like Joaquin Phoenix and he are in the tent, and like he's basically confronts Joaquin, And like basically he's like, you're not getting the throne. Basically like 10 points to Gryffindor, you lose. Like just
and I mean, I think what's interesting about it is I was watching and what I realized is there's not a moment, even when he's speaking loudly, there's not a moment where Richard Harris isn't whispering. He's so soft spoken.
Interesting.
And so gentle.
Yep.
That you're just like, please be my grandfather.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Like, let's just teach let's go on a camping trip and you teach me the ways of the world and whatever.
Right.
Anyways. So all that stuff started.
Sure.
And I was really interested.
Yep.
I was like, ooh, this is very fascinating. Okay. So Commodus is the son of Marcus.
Yep.
And Commodus is a whiny little bitch.
Oh, from scene number 1.
Yeah, and Maximus has no interest in this life. He's got a family he wants to go home to.
Oh, zero interest. -4.
And because of that, because he's such a noble, he's kind of like the opposite of James Marsden. there's like Marcus is like, you have to run the kingdom.
Yeah.
And Maximus is like, I have no interest in that. And Marcus is like, I know, that's why I picked you.
He's like, that's what makes you the perfect candidate.
Yeah, that's why it has to be you.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then it's presented to Commodus that Commodus doesn't have a shot in hell. Like it's just and I'm like, oh man, like I'm all over this. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Right.
And then he kills his father.
Yeah.
And that was kind of I was like, ooh, I've never hated Joaquin Phoenix in a movie before. Like I've never hated his character before.
Sure.
I've never been rooting against Joaquin Phoenix before. Even when he's playing one of the most famous, nasty, sadistic, maniacal villains of all time, you watch Joker and you're kind of rooting for the guy.
In some ways.
You feel bad for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was like, oh, you slimy piece of monkey dung, you. And so and then
also, but like 1% of the blame goes on the father. 1%. I mean, something of this magnitude, you get it in like you don't cut someone out of the will when you're like feeble and sickly and alone. Like you get your advisors in the room and your like 100 best legionnaires in the room, and you'd be like, hey, by the way, Joaquin, I got something to tell you, so you can't just like shove a pillow on my face.
I don't know. I think I disagree. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I think in the moment, like I think if you're gonna cut your son out of the will because your son's an ass, I think your assumption is this is gonna burn bridges. But like I don't get the impression that Marcus thought that Commodus was a murderous twat.
Well,
like I think it was
not.
just
yeah,
right. I think it was just you're not fit to rule, and so you don't get to you don't get to rule.
Right.
It was kind of like a whosoever possessed the power of Thor type of thing, and so yeah, and so and so then there's the scene between like when Maximus shows up to see that Marcus has passed. And there's several moments in this movie, but this is the first time that a lot is said without any words being spoken. A lot is said to each other just in eye contact and body language.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, this is like, I'm all over this. This is amazing. And then I stopped liking it for a while.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like,
interesting.
Basically, the whole time, all of the scenes with Maximus, between him being banished and him returning to Rome, I get why they were there. Right. It was important exposition, but it was also like an hour and 15 minutes of exposition.
Yeah.
And I just didn't care. Like, what I cared about was the feud. What I cared about were the interactions between Commodus and Maximus.
Right. Yep.
And so there was a lot in there where I was like, oh, you know, my hopes were high, and then my expectations were high because of the first 15 minutes.
Right.
And then it kind of did a big nosedive for like the first third of the film, where I was like, I just don't, you know, I was interested anytime it would cut back to Commodus.
Right. Because that's back to the main story.
Well, yeah, and it was just like, you know, seeing what he's doing to the Empire, and, you know, I'm an ass, and this isn't the way it works, and someone rubbed my feet, and, you know, like...
and someone objected me in public, so now I'm just angry about it.
Yeah, and so, so I, like, that stuff was ultimately more interesting to me than a lot of the, you know, a lot of Maximus initially becoming a gladiator.
Sure. Yeah, you know, that's a fair point, because it is a lengthy movie, and I don't think either of us have problems with lengthy movies, but at times this movie does feel a bit long, and once he returns to Rome, then he's kind of back in line with where you're wanting the story to go, and some of that stuff is just kind of prolonged and maybe unnecessary.
I agree.
Yeah. I guess, so you kind of answered this in a way that you said probably Aurelius didn't realize his son would go on a murderous rampage and like kill him when he broke the news. But I am wondering what the plan would have been if Maximus had said, "Yes, I will take the power. I will be your loyal servant, and I will take the power you've given me." Just from a point of view.
How so?
Well, so this happens in another Ridley Scott movie, where a similar situation is like someone in power wants someone who's not in line to power to take over in power. But part of the accepting of power was they would have to kill the person who was in power, or else that person would never be satisfied. They would always be jealous. And in these types of movies and these types of times in history, that person who was snubbed out of power would always be plotting, conspiring, murder to get that power back again. And I'm just wondering what Aurelius' end plan was for his son. Just because, although he didn't anticipate him to go on a murdering spree, I don't think Commodus would have just sat quietly being like, well, maybe next time.
No, yeah, I mean, like, there's no circumstance in which he just gets over it, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, how I imagine that playing out is if Maximus was like, hell yeah, I'll be the big daddy, then, you know,
right.
Him and Marcus waltz out to, you know, whatever commander or whatever right in that moment.
Right.
And say, you know, effective immediately, young and strapping here is now in charge. And,
right.
and so, like, so I don't think there would have been, you know, like, even if Marcus had died that night of natural causes, or even at the hand of Commodus, I'm fairly certain had Maximus agreed right away, actions would have taken place that would have ensured that Commodus would not have been able to claim the throne for himself. At which point you have a young, strong emperor.
Yeah.
And Commodus has two options. I mean, he can either submit to the emperor or be, you know, either imprisoned or beheaded or, you know, whatever. And I don't think that, you know, like Marcus is tough on Commodus. Like, Marcus kind of flat out acknowledges, you know, I screwed you up. And, you know, whether or not it's fair to you, let's call a spade a spade. I don't really love you all that much. Like, I don't like you. I mean, I care for you because you're my son,
but
I'm not going to, like, if you're in the wrong, I'm not going to defend you.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I agree with what you're saying. Like, I think the entire journey of Maximus obviously would have been different, and his family wouldn't have been killed, and if he had just accepted the position of power. But I think Commodus, like, I don't think it would be that day. I don't think it would be that year. But I think he would have brewed and schemed and poisoned Maximus in his sleep or something, some such.
I mean, I think he would have tried, but I think, you know, like, I wonder at that point, once you're no longer heir to the emperor.
Ooh, that's true. Maybe.
I mean, would Commodus even, like, how much access would Commodus even have had?
That's true. Because I don't know how that lineage stuff works, but if he's being
like now
totally
you're
removed,
nobody.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
Right? Like, what makes you so great now is that you're the son of the emperor.
That's it.
Right? Which also subsequently makes you the father of Rey. But that's neither here nor there.
Wait, who's Rey?
Star Wars, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I find your lack of... Anyways. Yeah, so I don't know if he would have had access to him, right? And Maximus would have been a young, strong, smart emperor.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, which is definitely how I thought the movie was going to end.
With him being emperor.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Because, I mean, at that point, you know, I was thinking, like, well, he doesn't have a family to go back to.
Sure. Might as well...
Even though he kind of did. But, like, yeah, I was like, you know, maybe he'll see the need for him to rule them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unfortunately, no. So, yeah. So then, ultimately, once they returned to Rome, you kind of got back on board a little bit. And ultimately, overall, did you appreciate the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I have questions, and I have moments that I really enjoyed, and I have, like I said, I had some moments I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, overall. Overall, I liked it, for sure.
When this movie came out in 2000, it was definitely the movie, not for obvious reasons because of the gore, the violence, everything, that not every kid on the playground saw. Definitely, I was not allowed to watch this movie, and even for a few years after, like the only reason I saw this was at a friend's birthday party. That was like, hey, we're watching Gladiator, and I finally saw it. So, compared to when I saw it as a child to now, I think I obviously appreciated a little bit more of the subtleties and what was told in this story versus just here's 2 hours of someone fighting with a sword graphically. But
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I think just ultimately, I had seen this movie, and then whenever someone has talked about, oh, I like Gladiator, or oh, let's review Gladiator, I was kind of like, yeah, we could. And I think I just kind of labeled it as just like a 2-hour movie about gladiators fighting and people fighting, and that's kind of it. And I don't think I appreciated as much more just the underlying stories of like a noble man versus someone so selfish and power hungry, and valor and honor versus just evilness, and
right.
And even there's just some of the side plots of like, hey, let's have you escape Rome so that you can overtake Rome and become the emperor, or just at least get rid of Commodus. And I think there was a lot of stuff I had overlooked just because I had seen it, walked away, and then always been like, it's just about a lot of fighting.
Right. So as far as the discussion of you having been able to see it and not be able to see it, it's definitely graphic at times.
Oh, for sure.
Although I find all of the blood kind of like a maraschino cherry red. Do you know what I mean? Like, it seemed, and I don't know if that was an artistic decision.
Sure.
It wasn't as unrealistic as, say, the blood in Sweeney Todd.
Oh, for sure.
But it definitely wasn't. It wasn't super accurate.
Oh no.
So that's something. The other thing, there was far less, and by far less I mean really none, nudity in this film than I was expecting.
That's true, actually.
Because it seems like whether it's Netflix shows, like the Netflix show Spartacus, which obviously is similar themed, although a lot of Netflix's original content is like, well, at what point in this episode are we going to show nudity? Right, like it's become a staple.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it seems like any of the films from this time period where you have royalty depicted, it seems like the first thing the director says is, okay, so for this shot, I'll need 6 topless women with palm leaves to, to fan the antagonist.
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It surprised me. I mean, I don't think it added or subtracted from the film at all.
Right.
It was just kind of like the film ended, and I was like,
right, yeah,
interesting.
It's an interesting observation because I know I was doing some reading when I was looking up some trivia and whatnot, that one of the goals Ridley Scott kind of came out with when he was making this movie was, I want to make a film that is a different depiction of Rome compared to films from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and historically where it was just, here we're sitting in a circle eating figs, and I have like, a woman fanning me with like a branch in her hair, and, just kind of like the cliches. And maybe he found, I guess that doesn't really explain the nudity part, but it is an interesting thing when there are a lot of other movies that, you're right, that is kind of a key component in this kind of genre.
Yeah. And I just found it interesting. Like, the nudity is likely certainly historically accurate.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah.
And I think for the most part, like, again, I'm not trying to knock films that do it. I'm not trying to say this one should have.
No.
I'm saying because I don't think other films use it as a marketing ploy, because it's never a part of the marketing.
Sure.
Right? Like, they don't say, "Oh, come this summer, Gladiator in a theater near you," and yes, there's nipples. Like, it's not a.
I think you're correct. The one exception is, I think, with Troy, that like the marketing,
you see Brad Pitt's butt, right?
Yeah, or like his six-pack. Like, I think that's one exception. But for the other, like for the 99.9 other movies, I think you're correct.
Well, I mean, I find six-packs offensive.
I mean,
there
is some merit to that. I'm not trying to offend anyone who has a six-pack, but
right. So here's my question about the film.
Okay.
Have you ever? And it's pertaining to the film, but it's a personal question.
Okay. Have I ever killed someone in an arena?
No. Have you ever laid down and very inappropriately, very, very controllingly, very oppressingly rested your head on your sister's chest until she cried? No. Like, serious question. Have you done that?
So, I shouldn't laugh because maybe there's someone out there listening who this is not funny, and it is not funny. But I'm going to answer this in 2 parts. So, number 1, no, never has happened. 2 is a side note. This is honestly, if we want to talk about MOs, Joaquin Phoenix is getting a bit of an MO, where in film he like murders a parent. And in Gladiator, he takes it one step further in being, he crosses the line of comfortableness with his sister, just in looks, in touches, in kiss attempts, in, hey, can you take me to bed? I'm scared of the dark.
Okay, so I mean, ultimately, the answer to your question is no.
A resounding no, just to be clear.
Okay, good. Me neither, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, like, that I'm not the weird one here.
Not even a little.
But I do agree. I do agree that Joaquin Phoenix does seem to have, in all of his films, he kills his parents and then, gets a little sexually creepy with someone. That's why I won't watch the extended edition of Walk the Line. Like, it's just, regular edition for me. No, thank you.
For sure.
Yeah. No. So that was interesting.
To say the least.
My favorite moment in this film,
Ooh.
like the moment that had me,
Yep.
like, I don't know. I would say it's. Did Russell Crowe win an Oscar for this film?
He was for sure nominated. Let me just do a quick search. I don't think he won it though.
So the moment, in my opinion,
yep,
where he earned that Oscar nomination,
sure,
is the moment where, and I mean, there's a couple of scenes like this, but it's a moment where, Maximus and Commodus are down on the Colosseum's floor.
Oh, sure. Yep.
And there is Maximus is walking away, and Commodus starts trying to get under his skin.
Oh, for sure.
And he says, like your son squealed like a little girl.
Right. Yeah.
And your wife moaned as she was ravaged over and over and over by my men. And Russell Crowe turns around and he doesn't say anything. But there's about 3 or 4 seconds of just face acting. Which there's like he just communicates so much without saying anything. Just this like, I'm going to choke you out in your sleep.
Right. I have one thing to live for. I have one thing.
But all the while showing like understanding that this is the moment to show restraint.
Right.
Because I think he ultimately he ends this by like kneeling and bowing to him.
Right.
Like submitting being in that moment, submitting and being submissive, submitting in that moment. And which again I think like was the biggest, I'm taking a knee and you understand that this knee is the biggest FU. Oh yeah.
Make no mistake.
That scene, as horrendous as the things that Commodus was saying,
right,
that scene had me grinning from ear to ear.
Right, just from a craft, just from a craft point of view of an actor.
Just the energy and the you know.
So actually, a lot of Oscar nominations for this film. It actually won Best Picture, and Russell Crowe did win Best Actor.
He did because of that scene.
It obviously helped. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, something I've had a conversation with someone about before, and I've read some stuff online about this too. But something I definitely appreciated more viewing it now as an adult and just as a kid, just looked at it as a physical action. But I love the recurring motif of him grabbing soil and dirt in his hands and smelling it, and it originates with his speech with Aurelius of how he loves his farm and his family and what he's fighting for. And then it just keeps recurring in the movie. And it's a way to for him to ground himself and remember what he's fighting for. And also just kind of ties back to his comment about cleaning off dirt is easier than cleaning off blood. And just, again, just a reminder, just what to himself, that he is truly someone else, that he doesn't enjoy the killing, whether it was in battle for his country, for just staying alive as a gladiator. Like that's not who he is. He's just surviving. And it's something that I definitely overlooked when I watched it as a kid, and then just kind of didn't even realize that this movie touched on certain things like this, where has some stuff under the surface that you can definitely pick up on.
Yeah. I found so when the movie ends, he dies.
Right.
He succumbs to the injury of being stabbed prior to that fight starting.
Yeah.
What a tool.
Yeah.
Commodus, not Maximus.
No.
But and so it ends, and as he was dying, I was like, no, come on, like this isn't the ending I want. This isn't. I wasn't happy with it.
Sure.
Until Commodus's sister, and I'm blanking on her name.
Lucy. It starts with an L, and I just can't pronounce it properly. It's like
yeah,
Lucillus or Lucilia.
Sure.
Whatever.
Okay.
L. Big L.
Yeah, don't care. And
Rhonda.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways. And so she kneels by him.
Sure.
And I'm like, don't die. Come on.
Yeah.
And then she says the line, and again, like I think this was so masterfully written.
Cool.
Because with the snap of fingers, I went from hating that he was dying to being 100% okay and happy with the scene.
Interesting.
When she looks at him and she says, "Go to them."
Right. Yep.
And I was like, "Oh, yep, okay."
Yep. True.
This isn't about him succumbing to his injuries. This isn't about him dying.
Mm-hmm.
This is about he's done what he needs to do, and now he's going to go be with his family.
Yeah, his story is over. Yeah.
And so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. 100%. The one thing I did find, so he, like, after he dies, he ends up in wispy, fake background heaven, which looks an awful lot like his farm.
Yeah.
But I found, like, throughout the film leading up to this moment, there are glimpses of him kind of walking through the field, gently caressing the top of wheat stalks.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Joaquin Phoenix caresses the... Never mind.
Yeah, and I just found that, like, if it was foreshadowing, I just found it kind of out of place.
Okay.
Those glimpses leading up to it. Because I'm like, what is happening?
Right.
What's going on here?
Yeah. Cool.
And there was another shot in the movie that was, like, I think... it was clearly in the early days of CGI, and they're like, look what we can do. But there's a time lapse. Yeah, there's a time lapse that's like a night until morning thing, and it's a shot of a rock, and it lasts like a second and a half, and it just feels like tossed in there. It feels like, Dwayne stayed late at the office on a Friday and put together, like, did this composite shot. And when everyone came in on Monday, he showed it to his supervisor, and they're like, "Oh boy, this needs to make the final film. Look at this." Right? Yeah, and I don't know.
Okay. Hey, maybe that's how it went down.
Maybe I'm sold. I think that's what happened.
So I agree. It has kind of come to a head with that emotional ending and just Maximus returning home. For me, what you loved the performance of Russell Crowe in that moment, and you liked the ending coming to that head. What I think, and when I found out it won Best Picture, I love just from an audio visual perspective, is the build up to the final fight. Not that, and again, watching this now, I was not really into the fighting scenes as an adult. Like, I was just kind of like, they're there, but it's more the underlying story I'm interested in. But even just the fact that they were building up to this, and you see like the panned out shot of the Colosseum, the CGI'd Colosseum with Commodus and Maximus, and just the soundtrack also just kind of helped build it up and made it quite powerful. I really liked that kind of snapshot.
Yeah, for sure. I will say, visually, this movie is stunning, especially for when it came out, and this is going to hurt you, I think.
Oh, okay.
But kind of harking back to our Titanic debate.
Sure, yeah.
I think I can say that I'm more impressed with the scale of this movie than I am Lord of the Rings. Just with the Colosseum and with all of Rome and all of the spectators in the stands of the Colosseum and it all just looks so good. Like, there was never there were no moments where I thought to myself, that's really fake looking.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it just comes down to personal preference. Like, to me, I love Lord of the Rings too much, so it almost seems like sacrilegious just to say what you just said. But it is a bit, there are scenes and pan shots that are very well done. I think kind of like Titanic, it suffers unlike Lord of the Rings, like it's a real historical place. So there were on some of these pan shots, some structures were not actually should not have been there. So there were some historical inaccuracies, sure. But from a filmmaking perspective, it was very, very well done.
And I mean, yeah, to an extent, like we have more knowledge about the Titanic than we have. Right. We don't have, schematical readouts. Right.
Yeah.
What all the buildings in Rome look like.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's about all I've got.
Okay, I want to mention a couple things, and they're quick things. They're my usual like poke holy things that I just want to mention that bothered me, but didn't bother me enough that I think the movie is terrible or anything by that means. Logistically, I don't have no idea how he escaped the execution in the woods. I like replayed it and paused it at times, and I just really didn't understand how he got out of that. Just from a choreographed, like, how did you get the person who was just about to stab you and whatnot? Also, in the Colosseum, when he literally had a tiger on his back, to me, that is an automatic death sentence. Like, you do not just roll away from that. Like, you are dead meat, is my opinion. Finally, I felt like the kiss that he gave Lucillus was a little bit kind of like the Skywalker kiss, where they were in that jail cell, and obviously they have some emotional past and history with each other, but I just felt the kiss was a bit forced. It would, like, even an embrace, I would have been more emotionally appreciative of, but
yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I think I think there's 4 words that answer and basically devaluate
sure.
all 3 concerns.
Sure.
And that's just, he is the gladiator.
Can I tell
that's
you?
It, man.
I want to tell you something interesting just from a filmmaking perspective of this that I had no idea of. Actually, in an error, someone actually in one of the chariot scenes, there was literally like a technician sitting on the chariot that was spotted. I noticed that. But the actor who played Proximo, the owner of Maximus, he actually died during filming. So they got to a certain point in the filming where whatever they had of him, and that was it.
Like the guy that owns Maximus?
Yeah, he passed away.
Wow.
So, and I wouldn't have known this unless I read it and then I paused the screen what had happened. But before one of the gladiator fights, he yells to the men, shadows and dust, and they're all running out and they go and fight. And he also says that line before he's killed by the Romans. So
same recording?
It's the same recording. So it's the pan shot of him, and like if you actually pause the screen and look, the people that are behind him are not the actual Romans that are about to kill him, and it's very subtle, very quick. But if unfortunately,
I mean, they made it work.
They did make it work. It wasn't like a sore thumb or anything. Like they made it work fine. But just interesting when life kind of influences film and what you have to do to make things work.
Yeah.
What did you give this out of 10? I'm curious.
I gave it a 8.1.
Cool.
So high.
That's very respectable.
And honestly, I think it's just that first third of the film that really hurt it.
Right, where you kind of thought it was a bit slow. Not slow, but just you're not interested.
I'm like, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care about this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was more interested in the story than the action. And the first third feels less about story and more about fight.
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat. I'm not really interested in the action in this movie. I gave it a bit lower. I gave it a 7.8. I would just barely pay to see this in theaters. Overall a good movie, but it's a 7.8.
I think I would definitely go see it in a theater.
Yeah, especially some of these pan shots and the scene I was talking about where the soundtrack and the visuals kind of all culminate together. There would be some scenes that I think would be good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that about does it for this week, unless there's anything else like what we watched.
I feel like I'm just thinking about it. I was like, I've got so much, I feel like you're not allowed to say it.
Well, that's why I was just kind of hinting at it.
No, I know. So, but I just feel like,
the ball's in your court.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I could just not say anything.
Actually, the tiger is in your coliseum, as they say.
Yes, true. I will roll away from him. All right. What'd you watch this week?
All right. I've watched some films. What did I watch? I watched your recommendation of About Schmidt.
Okay. Yeah. I'm very curious about your...
What do you think? I just want your guess. Like, do you think I liked it? Or, like, do you think I thought it was the worst thing on earth?
I mean, I don't think it's very good. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think it's great.
Sure.
And so my guess is that you probably liked it. Not because you have bad taste.
No.
Because it always surprises me. Yeah. Like, I'll be like, oh, check out this film. And you're like, what film? All I see is a turd. And then like, and then subsequently you'd be like, right. Look at this gem, lost in translation. And I'll be like,
that's the worst.
God, help me now. So I think you've probably got some deep essayed answer as to how this was, an interesting commentary on life in the early 2000s and whatever the hell state they live in.
So About Schmidt, obviously 2002 film. I guess it's a comedy or drama. I found it so captivating.
Are you serious?
I'm not even joking. I found
oh my gosh.
what a role to see Jack Nicholson in for number one.
Yeah.
Two, just such a unique spin on how they used letter narration to kind of move the story along. Very interesting. Very interesting.
When he's writing to his foster child.
Yes. Just so captivating. But ultimately, it's a prime example of a character study. It's very real as a result. So there's comedic moments. And sometimes, the film leans into it a bit and just kind of fluffs them out a bit. So it's just quite comedic and fun. But there are heartwarming moments. There's heartbreaking moments for various reasons at different levels.
It keeps throwing punches.
It does.
When when he doesn't like his wife.
No.
All that much.
No.
And then she dies and he comes around and you feel really awful for him. And then you realize she's had an affair with his best friend. And then you're just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to feel towards anybody?
Yeah. And just heartbreaking just because it's someone who's retiring and dealing with a change in life in that respect. And the person who replaced him doesn't value his opinion, like threw out all his advice. And his own daughter, there's a strained relationship. Like, there was a lot to chew on in this film. And I just found it very sincere and very relatable, a very relatable human experience. So I honestly gave it an 8.8 out of 10. I would pay...
That's amazing.
I would pay money to see this in theaters.
So here's... So I only have one question.
Sure, yeah.
What was, like... Walk me through the moment.
Okay.
For you mentally.
Okay. Yeah.
And experience-wise.
Sure.
During the hot tub scene.
I lived that scene with him. Like, I was as uncomfortable as he was. Not...
You're just like, well, yep, that's naked Kathy Bates.
Well, not even like... Also, like, Kathy Bates, this guy's like a widower of like 2 weeks. Like... For heaven's sake.
She plays a crazy sex fiend in this. But I think she's one of the funniest. Like, the scene where she leaves the living room to go in the kitchen and yell at her ex-husband.
Honestly,
to me is so funny.
Yeah,
like she plays a great character.
She's very talented as an actor. Honestly. Very good recommendation. I don't know if it's how you intended it to be viewed, but it was very cool. Cool.
For sure. Like I said, I'd never give you a movie.
Oh no.
For the purpose of you disliking.
No, not at all. No. To be honest, I think the rest of the films I watched are either we've done a lot of bonus episodes recently, so we'll tell you what I watched when we review that episode. The only other thing is my recommendation to you.
Okay.
So it's just a film I want you to watch. I will just say I don't think it's your type of film per se. It's probably like in the Gladiator category of you probably don't have this movie's title tattooed to your back. But
okay.
It's a good film. Might not be your favorite film, but I found it interesting for just two simple reasons. One, there's certain movies where you see actors, whether it's through a combination of their skill and their talent, and then also just different prosthetics, play very diverse roles that you would never consider them playing. So this movie has that, and it also has a bit of historical stuff of, hey, like, bet you didn't know this, or at least, this is kind of connecting some dots to some history that maybe we weren't as familiar with. So I want you to watch, I think it's a 2019. It's called Vice.
Okay.
It has Christian Bale, Steve.
So it's drug related? Like it's a drug film?
No, it's about
Dick
Cheney. It's a political film.
Oh, is this the one that has Christian Bale?
Yes. Yeah.
Playing Dick Cheney. I'm very interested in this movie.
So even if you don't care about anything else, it's so fascinating seeing some of these well-known actors playing, again, like I just said, characters that you think they have no business playing.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, he completely transformed himself again.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And even
that's awesome.
Even Amy Adams. Like, there's a lot of characters in this. You're like, that I know who that is, but that is not how they look. So it's
cool.
Yeah. Check it out. What did you watch this week?
I watched Swiss Army Man.
Okay. I am so curious to what you think about this.
I also watched
No.
I don't know, man. So
Sure.
So Swiss Army Man I didn't watch the trailer, I didn't look up the synopsis.
Yep.
I went in having no idea what the film was about.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie started and and he's gonna hang himself on the beach.
Very, very serious, yeah.
And I'm like, oh wow, like, this is interesting.
Yep.
Like, this is, where is this going? Within 5 minutes of that, what the
Yeah.
He just starts farting, and then he's riding him like a jet ski, and then I was so baffled.
Yeah.
At what was going on.
Yeah. It's very weird.
And then the movie, so throughout the movie, I went back and forth. At no point did I ever feel like I had a firm grasp on what was happening.
Sure.
I was just kind of along for the ride.
Yep.
I had no real, position of knowledge in this film. I was very confused the whole time. And then the movie ends, and I almost liked the ending.
Interesting.
But then I didn't.
Okay.
I liked the ending when it seemed like none of it had happened.
Right. Yeah.
That it had all happened within 500 meters of this person's house. That it all happened in the backyard.
Right.
And he's just he's delusional. He's like schizophrenic, or he's whatever.
Yeah.
And that Manny was actually dead and Hank was going to jail.
Right.
And I liked that ending. I was like, oh wow, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that Manny is actually this supernatural whatever.
Yeah.
And this is just like a reset, and now he's headed off to go fart on someone else. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, you almost had redemption there, and you threw it away.
Some fun. I loved it because there was the relationship between the two, and it was almost like a childlike relationship where, Harry Potter would say Daniel Radcliffe would say things that were intended to be nice, but were just like so inappropriate. So there were some interesting things that were done with the dialogue. And like Life of Pi, I thought it was going to end in a way that it was just like, you have to decide, was it magical or was he delusional? But I think what maybe pushed this movie into like just emotionally, it was a little bit more fun for me. My wife walked into the room with me watching the final scene, knowing she didn't know what I was watching. She didn't know what it was about. And I had the subtitles on the screen, and she just kind of glanced and like, it just says farting, and everyone's kind of looking at each other, and just like that whole final scene. And then the credits start rolling, and she's like, what the heck was that? And I'm like, it's really hard to explain.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. I
gave it a 4. This is a bad movie.
It's
like
yeah. and that's fair. Like it's not the type of movie that I think everyone needs to watch, and definitely not everyone will enjoy. When I graded it, when I finished watching it, and I might have been on an emotional high from my wife just having that reaction, but I honestly gave this movie a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what that says about you.
I don't know what it says either, but
look, here's the thing.
Sure.
I give the movie a 4.
Sure.
I would give Daniel Radcliffe's performance like a 9.
Oh yeah.
I think he's brilliant.
Oh yeah.
In this.
For sure. Yep.
But I think overall the film's crap.
That's fine. Like that's fair. We all have our opinions.
So then I'm in a similar boat as you. I've watched a whole slew of movies lately.
Right.
But all for content on the show. So I'm going to sit tight on that. The only other thing I watched is your recommendation.
Which, to let the audience in, like, you send me some tantalizing screenshots usually every week, and I never really crack the code. So I'm so curious where this is going.
But you think you've cracked the code this week?
Well, maybe. We'll see.
What is your tell the audience? What is your guess?
My guess was It, the recent remake.
So, right.
Yeah.
And it is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So watch it.
Okay. All right.
And watch it. Here's the thing.
Sure.
I don't find it scary.
Sure.
There's one moment.
Sure.
There's one moment in this movie when I saw it in the theater that made me jump.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because it's a incredibly well crafted scare.
Oh, I see.
So there's that.
Okay.
What I love about this movie is the characters.
Oh, okay.
And the character development and the story and the growth that they all see.
Wow.
And
I'm about 80% more interested than I ever was for It. Just by what you're telling me. That sounds interesting.
I will say, the first real scary moment or attempted scary moment of the film.
Yep.
And I watched the whole thing in the theater.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But the first moment, and I'll go more into detail about this when next week after you've seen this,
for sure.
But the first moment that attempts to be a scary moment didn't scare me.
Oh,
but it bothered me.
Ooh,
and it bothered me to the point where, with it, 5 minutes into the film, I made the mental decision.
Mm-hmm.
If there's more of that, I have to leave.
What?
If there's more of that, I can't watch this.
Wow.
I have to go.
Oh, now I'm... okay.
So you'll know it. You'll know it when you see it.
Okay. All right.
And I think it will impact you, like parent to parent. It bothered me because I'm a parent.
Right. Okay.
And so I think it will do the same maybe to you because you're a parent.
Sure.
Right. But yeah, I was like, if there's more of this, then I'm out.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So just usual housekeeping to wrap it up. Please like, follow, subscribe if you haven't already officially done so. Leave us a good comment on, Apple Podcasts or Facebook or wherever you can leave a comment. We really appreciate it. And check out the links below for all our social media sites and our Patreon account site, where you can help support the show, help us keep the lights on, and help us to grow and improve the show on a daily basis.
And if you are leaving comments, we try for the most part, like Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. If you comment on one of those places, we will for sure respond to you.
Yes.
100% we will engage with you.
Yep.
If you're commenting on some third-party podcast app, we might not necessarily, like, we don't see all of that.
I hope she still listens. This is a shout out to Wanda from Stitcher, who gave us a review, and we really appreciate it. But just because we weren't on there frequently, it's taken us a few months to actually see that, just because it's not one of our main sites. So, thank you, and B, we hope you still like the show.
Yeah.
Wanda.
Yeah. Wanda.
Yeah. Other than that, stay safe.
I have a shout out. Do you have a shout out?
You go first.
Don't just jump over the shout outs. What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Stay safe. Stay safe.
Stay safe. That's completely reasonable.
Yeah. So my shout out is for Stéphane Duchesne,
Ooh.
who was on the show a little while back.
Cool guy.
In our nudity episode.
Yep.
He's the owner of a nudist campground. So that was an interesting episode. If you haven't heard that episode, or the one that followed where he recommended The Garden of Eden to us, a nudist film that we watched and reviewed, then go check those episodes out. But Stéphane is he's in the process. He's helping us procure some new equipment for the show. That will make us sound better. Hopefully. It won't improve the content.
You're stuck with the content, but
the shitty content will sound much better in your ears. And that's what it's about, right?
Cool.
Yeah. So, do you have a shout out?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to. So, are we giving a shout out to your mom because this is basically her jam, like her movie?
Nah, screw her. No, yeah, we can. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay. This shout out goes to AJ. You know who you are. And I gave you this shout out because I think you would enjoy the movie Vice. And probably Gladiator as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, hi, Mom. And we'll see you later.